Hello everybody, my name's Trevor and welcome to the MOT Consultant. Today this video is for all the 23,000 MOT station managers across the UK. So here's what's happening at the moment in the world. MPs have voted to give themselves a pay rise up to £90,000 a year plus expenses. The unemployed are even getting a pay rise in terms of their benefits in line with inflation. And we all know that very soon our car tax is going to jump up in price, double in some cases. So everybody's getting more money. So why is it that MOT stations across the UK have not been allowed to put the MOT test fee up in 14 years? Nightmare. Now, a real simple increase in the price of an MOT, maybe £1 or £2, it's currently what, £54? That can bring an MOT station £5,000 to £10,000 a year more, just by putting it up a few pounds. It should be, in line with the rate of inflation, around £72, and this would dramatically help those MOT stations that are struggling to survive in this current cost of living crisis. So what can be done about it? Well, the only real voice that the MOT stations have is something called the VTS Council. Now, the VTS Council, if you go to gov.uk, has a very small section written about it. And apparently it's a group of 100 individuals that have been decided to help represent the MOT industry. Now, there is a list on gov.uk of who your representative is. Now, these people are not elected, and that list, I can tell you, is way out of date. In fact, I don't believe that that website has been updated for nearly 11 years. There are 3 comments on the page, of which no one has had an answer back from the DVSA in 11 years. And we even went to trouble here at MOT Consultant of trying to ring up the VTS members. Now, we finally got through to about 15 of the members on the phone, and I have to say they're all really nice people. They're very helpful. However, the description that the DVSA seems to give them is very, very different to the reality of what they're meant to be able to achieve. The government website says that the members of the VTS are essential parts of the DVSA's opportunity to liaise with the industry, to listen to their ideas, to put them forward, and to change the system to make it better. And it quotes back in 2014, they were part of the new system for the web-based 2015 changes on the MOT testing service. Great, wonderful stuff. However, it seems to have ended there. Talking to many of the VTS council members on the phone, they tell me that they regularly go to meetings, sometimes once a year, sometimes twice a year, and they are pretty much sat down and told what might be happening in the future. However, none of that information gets disseminated to MOT stations around the country until the big announcements come out occasionally from the DVSA. They used to be on a regular basis, but it seems to be less and less frequent now. So really, are the VTS Council any good? Now, whilst they're lovely chaps, they're not elected by MOT stations, and I could list you here 2,000 MOT stations off the top of my head that have no idea who their VTS Council members are. The VTS Council members don't go around telling their local area that they are their representative. They're not elected. They're just being plucked out of thin air to go and sit down on the council. So here is a classic example of the government have set up an organisation which they feel is representative, and it couldn't be any further from the truth. Now, I'm not going to say that I know a better system, and I'm not going to say that they should do it a different way and give advice on how to run it, but it's not working, guys. And the DVSA really do not value the MOT managers. Yeah, it is a war between DVSA and MOT stations as a general rule. Where there are VTSs that have a good relationship with the DVSA officer, that's great, and that's a personal relationship that's been developed professionally between those two bodies. But the DVSA as a whole is really not doing enough. So what can we do about this? So what we've done here at MT Consulting is we wrote yesterday to the chief exec, a lady called Loveday Ryder, the chief executive of the DVSA. She used to be at the Ministry of Justice, and we've asked if we can bring her on the show and we can put some of our questions and challenges to her about the future of the M&T industry. Now, I don't mind if she goes on national TV and does it with the BBC or Sky News or GB News or whoever you watch, but we've invited them to come on the show to try and answer some of the very simple questions. And we'd like to start with the testing, and then we might talk about other things that they can do in the future. So, Loveday, if you're watching, please come on the show. And while I'm also here, we'd also like to invite the head of ABC and head of the IMI and the head of the City and Guilds to come on the show as well and talk about their qualifications, because we feel that we've got some really good questions that we want to put to you. We know you watch, especially the IMI, we know they watch this video on a regular basis, so come on the show and answer some of our questions. Okay? Guys, stay tuned. Hopefully they're going to reply to us very soon, and we'll have that interview for you and let you put your questions to them. We might even do a live session, who knows, let's see what happens. So don't forget to like and share, follow us, and stay tuned for more hints and tips. And thanks for following, guys. 2.5 million views, can't be wrong. Take care.